Okay, I got a couple of pretty good tricks for you guys today when you're creating your little planets. Here's the sample image I'm going to go off of. Generally speaking, when you're doing the little planets, the kind of the wider the panorama you've got, the more detailed your planet's going to become, but this is still going to do a pretty good job. So a couple of things. My horizon line looks to be pretty decent. If not, just grab out your ruler and fix it like we did in the panorama video. Now, what I want to show you guys is a couple of things. The first off, you'll see that I resized this just to make it work a little bit faster while I'm recording the video. So let's just go through and just create this little planet. So I'll just bring the height up to match. I'll do a image rotation that is a 180 degrees, and then I'll go up to my filter, choose distort, choose polar coordinates, rectangular to polar, and click OK. And you can see for the most part pretty cool, but I do have this really obvious line here where the contrast between the one side of the screen and the others is quite noticeable, and then you can see I've got this tree cut off and it doesn't really match with the other side. So let's develop a strategy that's going to help us alleviate that. So the easiest thing for us to do is to actually match up one edge with the other edge, and to do that it's really quite simple. All I'm going to do is just, let's say that I want to move and match up this area over to here. So I'm just going to select this and I'm going to hit Control J for the keyboard shortcut. You can also do Layer, New, layer via copy. You can see there's the Control J, but what that's going to do is take what was inside of that selection and put it onto a new layer. Now I can bring that over, okay, and now obviously I need to flip that, so I'll choose Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal. Okay, it looks great, so now I just need to kind of blend it together. So for that I'm going to create a layer mask down at the bottom of my layers palette, and while we haven't used layer masks a lot and I'm not going to spend too much time on it, what we need to understand is make sure that we are actually painting on the layer mask and not the layer itself. Black is conceal, white is reveal, or black is hide, white is show, and basically just use your paintbrush. The bigger the paintbrush, the better the blending is going to be, okay? And you'll notice I'm not actually going to go right over that line. I'm going to start outside, okay, and just start to blend it that way, okay? And I'm just taking my time. I'm just holding the mouse button down here. I'm just going to start this blending as best I can. Okay, I'm getting pretty close. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit and deal with blending that sky. Okay, and just like that, I should be pretty good now. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. The big thing is we just want this edge to line up with this edge. Okay, and I think that looks pretty good. Now, one of the more important steps you have to do right now is, well, you've got two different options. Probably the easiest one is just to merge these two layers together. You can find that via the little drop down menu. You can just choose merge down or merge visible, or the keyboard shortcut is Control E. Now at this point we're going to go back in. I would recommend that you're resizing this to about 8,000 by 8,000. I'm going to go 6,000 by 6,000 just because that's what mine is at right now. If you leave it at like your 18,000 or whatever your original panorama is, it's going to take forever for the program to process it. So resize it down so that you're not dealing with massive files. Okay, now because we've merged this, we're going to have to, by default, the background layer is always locked and it's not going to let us transform it. So you can double click on it, and then just click OK. That makes it editable. So now I can go Edit, Transform, 180, and now I can go in and hit the Filter, Polar Coordinates. And just like that, you can see that for the most part it's done a really good job of blending. You can see that you've got that kind of mirror effect from the two edges kind of matching up. So we're going to fix that first off by rotating it so it's not just directly right in front of our face. Okay, and then secondly, if you need to, you can go in and just use the clone stamp or some of the other tools to kind of clean that up. So I might just grab the clone stamp, and like, I don't like this dark shadow right here. I think that's kind of adding to it and it's not helping things. So I'll just come over here and just try to blend that off as best I can. That's looking pretty good. Okay, and that's certainly helping. You'll also notice that the shadow areas, they kind of get that same effect. So I'm just going to come in and just kind of clean some of those areas up just a little bit, just to kind of randomize the clouds here. Okay, and that's looking quite a bit better. And now if I needed to, I could, as always, just come in and clean that up. Like let's say I wanted to get rid of this. Right, I could do that as well. So, and then finally, you've got a couple of options for dealing with these. Okay, you could just crop it out. That might be one option for you, so that your computer has to do less work. So let's say something like that. Image crop, or you can leave it the other way. And then basically, I would just use the lasso and just lasso that little area right there, and just do a quick edit fill, content aware. Because you're dealing with far less pixels, it should do, and it's a pretty reasonable job. We'll fix it up after if we have to, but generally speaking, this does a reasonable job. Come on. Oh yeah, that, so you can see that corner's absolutely perfect. Edit, fill, content aware. There's a slight edge there, which, again, same thing we'll deal with in a second. Okay, and then basically, you know, you've got a couple of different options again, but, you know, I might just use the clone stamp again, just make it nice and big to kind of just break up that solid line here. So I'll just do something like that and just, okay, just like that. That part's gone. I can fix this one pretty easy. Okay, that looks pretty good. Good enough at least for this demo. I gotta be careful here because I'm getting a little bit too much of the school there. Beautiful. Okay, just like that. Looks great. And now you could, again, save this, take it into Lightroom, do any additional editing that you want to inside of Lightroom, and then export out your two versions to hand in. That's it. Hopefully I've made it as simple as possible and easy for you guys to do.